From time to time, I go back and I rewatch old episodes of One Piece, and I fall in love with these moments over and over again. I watch these clips on YouTube and remember just how it brought out the emotions I never knew that I could feel. But never, and I know they say never to say never, but never did I come across a moment in anime that I watched and felt my stomach tense, my heart in my mouth, and a tear brought to my face until I rewatched Enies Lobby. And that arc is filled with themes, sad moments, tense moments, hype moments, power-ups, but most importantly, unity amongst the Straw Hats. One Piece means ever so much to me. No matter what criticism it gets, there's a reason this show has been successful for such a long period of time. And I don't know what my life would be without it. This anime, this manga, has brought out all different types of emotions from me. And this starts with the beauty of the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats, who on the face of it are a group of random individuals, ranging from a rubber man to a cyborg to a fishman and more. This group of individuals is not normal, but I guess they all have characteristics that I can personally relate to. You see Zoro's love for working out, Sanji's cooking ability, Nami's love for money, Brook's love for music. These are all just a few to mention. You see, each and every Straw Hat has something that I can relate to, but there's one in particular whose story is so unique. And upon them joining, I was quite skeptical. And from the title of this video, you've probably already guessed who it is. It's Nico Robin. You see, Nico Robin was introduced to us as a villain, a lady by the name of Miss All Sunday, partnered up with the main antagonist of the Alabasta arc, Crocodile. But within the midst of this, there is something about her which wasn't so evil. Almost a calming figure. Someone that, even though was extremely strong in their own right, gave a feeling that they weren't truly an antagonist, but had so many layers beneath them. And even just talking about this now, I'm recalling that scene of Luffy defeated, laying in the sand as Nico Robin saves him. She asks him why he continues to fight and talks about the people with the initial D before going back to putting on her act as a villain again. You see, when thinking about the typical Straw Hat, there's always been something slightly different about Robin. She's the most level-headed and the least likely to be used for comedic purposes in the story. You see, her relationship with Luffy is different, as the others find no issue hitting Luffy over the head, calling him an idiot, and freaking out at Luffy's impulsiveness. Robin, however, kind of just goes along with Luffy. And this is not to say that Robin is a boring character, but she has always been a little bit different. You see, Robin is the quiet member of the group. She's an archaeologist, a historian, one who simply wants to know more about the world, or should I say the world of One Piece. Unlike the other Straw Hats, we don't see these outbursts of emotions from Robin. I mean, that was until Enies Lobby. And this moment is probably my favourite moment in One Piece. It surpasses Whitebeard's declaration at Marineford, as he shares with the world that the One Piece does exist. And if you haven't figured out what moment I'm talking about at Enies Lobby, it's Robin's declaration as she screams, filled with emotion, that she wants to live. And that she wants Luffy to take her out to sea with her. And oh my, I'm getting goosebumps sat here, just remembering the moment right now. You see, I've been watching One Piece for such a long time, but the time I decided to sit down and really follow this anime from beginning to the end, I was at uni, or what Americans would call college. And anyone who's been to uni or college knows that that shit is not easy. I mean, deadline after deadlines, being strapped for cash, and your grades not quite going as you expected. That can definitely make an individual lose hope. And looking back at it, I was really struggling. And as cliche as it may sound, that's how I felt right up until I came to that point. The anime did a fantastic job of showing us what it meant to lie to yourself, to your friends, and finally accepting reality and saying what you really want. As Robin, who was in the sea stone handcuffs, looks at her crew and her captain in her face and remembers everything she had been told growing up, and she screams out that she wants to live, and it almost feels like a weight was lifted as the anime provides such hopeful music. You see, if all we got was a bunch of dramatic moments all the time, it would mean so much less to us. But for the first time in One Piece, we got the most laid back Straw Hat overcome with emotion, and this made everything hit home for me. Realizing that she no longer had to be lonely, she didn't have to protect herself. Because for the first time, she had made genuine friends. People that she could rely on. Those who she could rely on to save her. And honestly, in this episode, I just want to go back to that moment of Robin having flashbacks, people telling her that she shouldn't be allowed to live, but then also Jaguar D's soul telling her that the seas are vast and wide and that somewhere she'll meet friends, people that she can rely on, and finally it seemed that her hope had returned. So as the Straw Hats have their battles with the CP9 agents, we get moments of seeing Robin shed tears of happiness, particularly when Frankie appears and he comes with the key to free her. And what really gets to me is when Soga King aka Usopp tells Robin through the Den Mushi that she is indeed Luffy's friend. Just how overwhelming would that be? To finally have those you trust, being able to get over your past, and now joining in with the Straw Hats to fend off the Buster Call attacks, which was the same attack that destroyed your hometown and all those that you loved. You see, Robin had finally become human to us all. Even post this, a blast from the past returns, as while standing alone and smiling at Water 7, Aokiji appears and hides behind a wall and tells her he let her go 20 years ago, only because Soul had been a friend of his. But after seeing her wandering the seas as a criminal, such as her time with Sir Crocodile, he decided that she needed to be eliminated. He says that she resembled a ticking time bomb, waiting to go off, but then goes on to asking her if she had found a home with the Straw Hats, and she replied that she had. You see, Aokiji then questioned as to whether she will show him if Soul was right, whether the destruction of Ohara was right or wrong. He wanted to know what was truly in Robin's heart. You see, he left Robin to live strong, and he told her that Ohara is not fully destroyed and it's not completely forgotten yet, effectively meaning that the memory and the purpose of Ohara lived on within her. And honestly, these moments truly give the feels. Everything about it is perfect. The emotion, the history, the music given such emotional melodies puts us through this emotional roller coaster, the same that Robin had gone through. But what I enjoyed more was the new hope that was filled within Robin. As after the Straw Hats had got Frankie to the Thousand Sunny, Robin asked if she could use her ability to persuade Frankie to join the crew. And she literally did this in the most hilarious way. She would squeeze his balls until he agreed to join. Even with everyone looking on in horror to what she was doing, Luffy telling her to stop as he wanted Frankie to still be a man, she just replied that they're pirates and that when they see treasure, they should grab it and never let go. And honestly, it's here that I realized that we had truly seen a change in Robin's character. One who could now joke around and trust her crew, have fun with the crew, and truly show a lot more personality. Just being an individual who's accepted for being them. And this meant a lot to me too. Just to do my best. Know that I had friends and family for support, and that anytime I was struggling, I could rely on them for support. And so this was a moment that I felt that I could relate to Robin. But that just about does it from me. If you like anything I've had to say, then please make sure you leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you can relate to scenes just like this. Also, tell me how you felt watching this scene down in the comments. Say.